Trump just made one of the most wicked, dangerous, and annoying move ever. Because why? He has seen what will happen in the future. He has seen it. He has seen it. When I tell you guys that you see this man is more smarter. Should I call that smartness or I should call it more trickish? I don't know what to call it by now, but let me just go ahead and roll out these clips I have for you guys so that you can hear what other people are saying and what their opinion is before I come back with commentaries. Welcome back to the channel. Credit belongs to the original creators of these videos. Let's just go right into it.
So breaking news. Donald Trump just made one of the most reckless and dangerous moves we've ever seen from a sitting president. He revoked Secret Service protection from Kamala Harris, a former vice president of the United States. Now, I want you to think about that for a second. A former vice president, one of the most high profile women in America, a woman who has been threatened, vilified, and targeted for years. Trump didn't just cut her protection. He deliberately ripped it away at the exact moment she's about to launch a nationwide book tour where she'll be in front of crowds, cameras, and strangers every single day. I'll tell you, that's not coincidence. It's calculated. By law, former vice presidents only get 6 months of Secret Service protection after they leave office. That 6 months ended for Harris back in July. Normally, her protection would have stopped there. But President Biden saw the writing on the wall. He knew Trump would go after his political rivals. He knew Harris was still a target. So Biden extended her Secret Service protection through January of 2026. Trump didn't just roll back a policy. He overrode that extension. He chose to personally strip away the one safeguard standing between a former vice president and the constant stream of threats she faces every single day. That's not leadership. That is political vengeance weaponized. Let's be clear about what this means. Secret Service isn't just a couple of guys in suits and sunglasses. They're the ones running intelligence, scanning social media, monitoring extremist chatter, and stopping plots before they become action. They're the ones coordinating with local police when Harris steps into a public arena. They're the people who make sure when threats surface, and they always do, those threats never reach her. And Trump, he ripped that away. He left her to fend for herself with private security that will never match the scope, the reach, or the intelligence capabilities of the United States Secret Service. Now let's ask ourselves why. Why would a president of the United States put a former vice president at risk like this? The answer is ugly, but it's simple. Because she is his rival, because she's a black woman who stood up to him, because she represents everything he hates and everything his base cheers for him to tear down. This wasn't about money. This wasn't about rules. This wasn't about fairness. This was about revenge. And here's the bigger danger. If Trump can yank protection from Kamala Harris, he can yank it from anyone. Today it's her. Tomorrow, it could be any other opponent on his enemies list. Maybe it's a senator. Maybe it's a governor. Maybe it's their families. He said in the precedent that your safety as a political official depends on whether or not you bow down to him. That is authoritarianism. This move isn't just reckless. It's vindictive. It isn't just political. It's personal. It's dangerous. And it shows once again, Trump isn't focused on protecting America. He's focused on punishing America. So don't let anyone tell you this is just procedure. Don't let anyone downplay this as normal. This is Trump using safety as a weapon, turning protection into punishment. And when a president starts deciding who deserves to be safe and who doesn't, we're not living in a democracy anymore. We're living under a ruler who thinks he can decide life and death based on loyalty. And that's exactly what makes this move not only ridiculous, but terrifying.
Today will be a good day. Today will be a good day because here's the latest. Here's the latest. King Cankles has signed an executive memorandum ordering the Department of Homeland Security to discontinue former Madam VP Kamala Harris's Secret Service detail by September 1st. Now, her detail had been extended by former President Joe Biden, which is a standard practice for former vice presidents. But yeah, King Cankles is petty. This isn't about politics. It's about safety. And we all know that former VP Kamala Harris, she is a high profile figure. She is a potential presidential candidate in the future, which heightens security risks around her, especially in today's political climate. But no, Petty King Cankles, I guarantee you, this is the reason why he is discontinuing her security detail. He wants her to be at risk because she is a potential future presidential candidate. He's opening up the door to his rabid base. Security analysts and experts call the move unprecedented and reckless, and yet no one will do anything about it. Former Secret Service agents are saying that protection for high-ranking officials is not a privilege, it's a necessity. Removing security details sends a chilling message that political retaliation trumps public safety. But Donald Trump doesn't care about that. Trump's administration claims this is about following the law, but the critics pretty much say this is nothing but petty payback. Why? Because Kamala Harris is touring the country, and in her tour, she has become a vocal opponent to Donald Trump and his policies and what he's doing as an occupant of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. So this is simple, petty, childish, dangerous payback. Now, there has been some backlash, and the backlash has been swift from lawmakers on both sides of the aisle. They are condemning this move by Donald Trump, calling it childish and beneath the office, but Donald Trump himself is beneath the office. Some Republicans are questioning the timing and the motivation, and one senator, off the record, called it nothing more than petty vengeance. What Donald Trump is doing is not normal. We all know that former presidents and vice presidents have had Secret Service details for years. Stripping it away isn't just a political statement, it's a gamble with her life, and it sets a dangerous precedent on how he uses his power and weaponizes it. In addition to the outrage from lawmakers, there's outrage and shock coming from the public, with a bunch of people calling up to Congress and insisting that they intervene. Intervention from Congress would need to come from Republicans, and Republicans are all on board with whatever Donald Trump does. 2026 will soon be here. It's up to us, the voters, to hold Donald Trump and all of them who stood by and allowed him to do what he has done to our country. It is up to us to hold all of them accountable.
Too, you can deceived me that this was not calculated. This was typically calculated because for Biden to come and extend it, and then Donald Trump just seized everything just within the twinkling of an eye, knowing fully well that there is a big occasion coming up. I heard this particular lady is a no for me. I know a lot of people will come to my comment section to come and argue, but it is okay for you to argue. No problem. Let's continue this video and I'll be back with commentaries. And then I will be able to share with you what other people are also saying in the comment section. Let's continue, guys. Credit belongs to the creators of these videos.
In a spiteful, vindictive move, President Trump has revoked Kamala Harris's Secret Service protection. So that's right, she's not going to have Secret Service protection starting on the 1st of September. Now, vice presidents normally get 6 months of Secret Service protection after leaving office, but President Biden had signed an undisclosed, until now, memorandum to extend her Secret Service for another year beyond the expiration date, which was July 21st. So Trump has revoked that. He must have just learned about it, revoked it overnight, and now she will lose her special protection. This comes as we're about to get info from the Rockland County, New York case that might show that she gained more votes there than what was previously recorded. We're going to see more things like that come out. She's about to go on a book tour. I mean, the threats against her have been enormous, and part of that is because she is a black woman. And now she's going to have to come up with her own personal security. The big problem her camp has with this is they are not going to get the intelligence on threats that they get from the Secret Service. So this is going to be a major problem going forward. This is just disgusting that Trump would do this. You just don't do this to former vice presidents when they needed special protection like this. This is just a hateful, vindictive thing he's done. And now Gavin Newsom has stepped in and is working with the Harris team and working with Mayor Karen Bass. I mean, Kamala Harris lives in the heart of LA, and they're all working together to try and come up with a solution. And they haven't said anything just yet, but meetings are happening, so they might come up with some sort of state security for Kamala Harris. We're not sure. We're waiting to hear. So keep checking back for updates. Let me know what you think about this. Comment, like, share, spread the word. Let everyone know what a small man the President of the United States is. Follow, subscribe, and I'll see you back here for the 411.
Trump canceling Kamala Harris's Secret Service protection right before she heads out on a book tour is wicked work. Her Secret Service protection is not a lifetime protection like it is for former presidents. Her current Secret Service protection would have expired on July 21st. However, there was a directive that was signed during the Biden administration that gave her 1 year of additional protection with the Secret Service. This morning, Trump signed an order saying that they could cancel her Secret Service protection effective September 1st. Just wicked work.
Donald Trump. Like, I don't know how many times I will call him. But I see this as an act that is not even called for. But like I always say, like, who are we to make the decision for, Mr. President? Kamala. This man just know how to move fast. This man know how to pave way for himself. Is this even the right thing to do, like right now? Like, did she even deserve this? Did she? And how do he just go ahead to make decision without asking? Anyways, let's get right into the comments. So let's hear what other persons have to say, right? God of mercy, full of compassion. Anyways, it's okay, darling. Let's get right into the comments. So let me just mute this so that we can get from the comments. This person said, this tarot auntie, she said, I think they should cancel his secret services and let him fend for himself. And another person said, he is the biggest POS that ever walked on this earth. Lina's word said, his attack on black women is general. And Bob said, interesting. He announced this on the day of Rockland County. Um, Bonix from NYC said the only gets they only get 6 months. And that person said she need her own Julius. And that person said Riggy said he is planning something exactly. JD said that is repackaged violence, plain and simple. And Narrow P said she is not serving the public, she is serving herself. She can pay for her own security. Is this person, does this person even have sense? Because someone actually answered this person and said, it doesn't matter, little bro. Apply the same standard to others. This is him being a party little bitch. Exactly. The problem is not withdrawing those services, right? The problem is why only she? Why are other people not having the same decisions? And how did he just wake up to just make decisions without even asking? Another person said she only gets 6 months. She is worth 8 million and she owns 3 homes. She can easily afford her own security. Whatever. That person says she is not entitled to it. So why is that an issue? She is not a former president, so her protection isn't important to us as a country. Wow. 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 Her protection is not important. Okay. Another person say once someone leaves office, their protection should end. Their protection should end, but the problem is it applying to others? That's the question. Why only her? Why only her? We have this last comment that we'll be taking here because a lot of comments are here. He is the most emotional, pretty, selfish, arrogant, and bigoted, poor excuse for flesh. Kamala warned us about his personal attack, and she was right. More is still going to come. I keep saying it. Expect more because the country is about to get juicy. See, it doesn't matter. If you're applying a particular law, it should be able to go round. It should not just stay on a particular end. That is where the problem is. The problem is not him withdrawing her services, right? The problem is what happened to others. Anyways, I leave you guys to let me know what you think in the comment section. Who are we to judge? Who are we to ask questions? This video is just for educational purpose, not to bash anyone. Correct me in the comment section if you think I'm wrong. Anywhere you think I'm wrong at all, correct me in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit belongs to the original creators of these videos. And yes, with no further ado, I do like always say in my videos, I'm going to be simple, and I'll see you guys in my next one. And for now, bye guys. I love you. Mwah. Do not try.